Well, hello, it's John Paval here for Access Arts Live. I'm back here on Monday, December 16th, with the weekly roundup of chamber music, small group, soloist, excuse me, live streams for you this week. We have some expert pianists playing excellent programs. We have some excellent early music for you, including at least one work by Palestrina, who's a favorite of mine. We also have, what else do we have for you? We have some Christmas cheer mixed in, especially coming from the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow, because, you know, Catholics, they celebrate Christmas wherever and whenever they can. And they'll be doing it this week. But we'll also have a little bit of a Christmas cheer from Washington, D.C., I think, in the realm of a smaller group music, in addition to their Majestic Messiah sing-along on next Monday, December 23rd, that I told you about in our earlier live stream about big stage productions. But let's just get to it, because there is so much to tell you about this week. I'm learning to take a deep breath between segments, so there's a little bit of space in between them, and so I have time to put up the photo and take it down. This is live streaming, folks. If I screw it up, it's screwed up. That's history. It's online. Okay, let's start out. Tuesday, that's tomorrow if you're watching this live, December 17th, 2 in the afternoon, British time, which is 3 o'clock in the afternoon in all the rest of Europe, 9 in the morning on the East Coast, 6 in the morning on the West Coast, but it might be worth getting up early for. If you're in the movie industry, you might already be up for that reason. I had some experience with that. Anyway, St. Mary's Perivale continues. This is their last recital before their Christmas break. They'll be back in January. So if you really love these recitals, and I do, you'll want to tune into this. It's on YouTube. It's free of charge. There's a very lively chat box that goes with the St. Mary's Perivale live streams. There are people from Greece and Canada and Washington, D.C. and Sweden. Well, that's me, but really from all around the world. And it's a lot of fun to chat with them. It's like being able to sit in the back row at a concert and crack jokes and whisper and pass notes, and the ushers can't stop you because nobody can hear you or see what you're doing. Anyway, it's Andrea Molteni at the piano, and that's his photo beside me for those of you who are watching on YouTube, X, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And for those of you on Instagram, you don't necessarily get the pictures. Anyway, it's Andrea Molteni. He's an Italian, 26 years old, studied at the International Lake Como Piano Academy. I'm not sure, but he might still be studying there, but he took a couple of degrees. He's performed around the US and Europe already. He's got 3 albums out on Brilliant Classics, including the complete piano works of Petrossi and Dalla Piccola. How about that? A selection of Scarlatti sonatas, and an album that features works by Beethoven, heroic works like the Hammer Clavier, Opus 110, and the Grosse Fuge, which you don't maybe hear all that often. He'll be giving 25 concerts up in the coming year in China, Australia, and around Italian cities. He'll be playing Bach's Italian Concerto, Beethoven Sonata in F sharp, Debussy's pieces from Debussy's Estampes, Pagode, La Soirée dans Grenade, Jardin sous la pluie. And he'll be playing Liszt's Grand Concert Fantasy on themes from Bellini's La Somnambula. That's your Tuesday afternoon. Excellent high-quality live stream as usual from St. Mary's Perivale. If you show up, drop in on the chat box and tell Sir Hugh that we, Access Arts Live, we're the ones who sent you, because we are always publicizing them. Little later in the day, no, it's not a little later in the day. It's going to be on Wednesday, but I will get to that in just a moment. It's more piano. Oh, yes. If you're a Beethoven sonata lover and you did not want to shell out €9.90 to see it performed, live streamed by Stage Plus on Sunday, you're in luck. This Wednesday, Wigmore Hall, the world's premier chamber music hall, if you ask a lot of people, especially British ones, will be live streaming part 3 of the distinguished pianist Boris Giltburg's ongoing series of playing all of the composer's sonatas as well. And it's free of charge. This will be, and I'm sorry, it's not Wednesday, it's Tuesday. This will be Tuesday, December 17th, 7:30 p.m. British time, which is 8:30 in the evening European time, 2:30 in the afternoon on the East Coast, 11:30 in the morning on the West Coast. Wigmore Hall live streams Boris Giltburg in the 3rd installment of his ongoing series of playing all of Beethoven's sonatas. There will be 4 Beethoven sonatas that he plays in this program. Most popular of them and well known is, of course, the so-called Moonlight Sonata. And in addition to that, he'll be playing Piano Sonata number 6 in F, Piano Sonata number 11 in B flat, and Piano Sonata number 3 in C. I'm not giving you all the opus numbers, but you can find those if you really need to. He's doing this as a follow-up to, in 2020, to celebrate the Beethoven anniversary of that year, he decided to record and film all 32 of Beethoven's piano sonatas across the year, blogging about the process as it unfolded. And then he recorded the complete concerti with Vasily Petrenko and the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra. He has also performed the complete works of Maurice Ravel, and the whole cycle of Maurice Ravel's music at Wigmore, including the violin sonatas with Alina Ibragimova. So, and he's also known as a leading interpreter of Rachmaninoff. So, sorry about that. I do this on my computer, and there was a Skype call coming in, which I'm sure was spam. Anyway, this is a pianist who will do superb work with the Beethoven sonatas. So as I have said already, if you are a lover of Beethoven sonatas, you're in luck. You get to hear 4 of them played by a masterful pianist, free of charge at Wigmore Hall on Tuesday, December 17th. We do, he said, make mistakes sometimes. Catholics celebrate Christmas no matter where they are in the world, and the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow is no exception. They have 2 live streams this week on that theme. Let me tell you about the one this Wednesday. This Wednesday, the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow offers you Christmas in what they call Gregorian style, meaning from the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and Baroque periods. This is part of their 17th International Christmas Festival. It will be on Wednesday, December 18th at 6 o'clock European time, noon on the East Coast, 9 in the morning on the West Coast, and 8 o'clock in the evening back there in Moscow, where they will be presenting this. This will be presented by a vocal ensemble, which is called Cantus Laudis, which I show you a photograph of there, right there. They're directed by Alexei Litasov. The musical accompaniment will be on the lute, on the viella, and on the organ, with Anna Vetlugina, the titular organist of the Catholic Cathedral, on the organ. They'll be doing Christmas carols by Pretorius, T.L. de Victoria, de Lasso, Johann Sebastian Bach, John, and others. And they will be playing it, the lute and the viella on period instruments. So if you love to experience somewhat realistically how Christmas was celebrated with music, with song by a vocal ensemble, and with period instruments, the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow is offering you this free of charge on Wednesday, December 18th. I don't have a photo for the next bit that I'll be telling you about, but it will be high quality. I've said it before, I'll say it again. When it comes to early music, speaking of early music, you cannot do better than the Midtown concert series of the Gotham Early Music Society in New York City. This Thursday, December 19th, they present Concentus, which is an early music ensemble consisting of recorders, cello, and harpsichord. They'll be playing music by the Sammartini brothers. That's Giuseppe Battista Sammartini and his kid brother Giovanni. Selected works. Giuseppe was one of the leading Baroque composers in the 18th century, instrumental music, that is. He was an oboe virtuoso, and his younger brother, Giovanni Battista Sammartini, was also an oboist, taking after his older brother. Oh, I can just imagine how this went. And performed alongside with Giuseppe as duos in major European orchestras of the time. And they say that Giovanni really developed a compositional style that influenced composers like Bach, Boccherini, and Gluck. So Concentus will be performing a recorder sonata, a cello sonata, and 2 trio sonatas by the Sammartini brothers. Did I give you the time for this? This is at their usual Thursday afternoon time, 1:15 p.m. In New York City on the East Coast, 10:15 in the morning on the West Coast, and 7:15 in the evening here in Europe. And it's free of charge, although they do invite you, as most of these live streamers do, to make a donation. You can find out how to do that on their Facebook channel, to which we give you the link. Concentus consists of Alex Yu and Kawai Yu, who are siblings who grew up playing music together in a musical family, and then they are joined by a harpsichord virtuoso and a historic keyboard specialist, Dong Sok Shin. So all three are active teachers, clinicians, and sought-after artists specializing in Baroque music. As I said, the Gotham Early Music Society Midtown concerts are coin of the realm if you are an early music lover. And if you're an early music lover, you probably already know that, or you may not, but you may not know that they live stream every Thursday. So that's this Thursday's live stream. Boy, we are just moving right along here, aren't we? There's so much great stuff that we have going on. And I'm so proud of myself for remembering to stop, take a breath, have a moment before I put up the next photo so that we can cut these clips out and they look right. I see that there are 2 of you who are watching us. I'm not sure where you're watching us from. I should be able to tell on the chat, but it's not showing me. The restream is not showing me in the chat box who you are or where you are, but you're welcome to say hello, and I'm so happy to have you with us watching me live. Okay, now, Wigmore Hall, the world's premier chamber music venue, especially according to British people, is back this Friday, with another high quality live stream. This time it's the people in that picture, the Gesualdo 6, a vocal group consisting of one countertenor, two tenors, a baritone, and a bass, singing songs about, now this is a little early, but it is Christmassy, the Feast of the Epiphany, the Feast of the Three Kings, which is January 6th. And they do celebrate that here in Sweden. It's a big deal. It's the 12th day of Christmas, actually, or the 13th. But usually other people don't. Anyway, the Gesualdo 6 will be celebrating the Epiphany on Friday, December 20th, 7:30 p.m. British time, 8:30 in the evening European time, 2:30 in the afternoon, and on the East Coast in the US, 11:30 in the morning on the West Coast. It's free of charge on YouTube, but donations are strongly requested, and we will give you actually the link to that. We will also give you the link in the comment section or the description to the detailed program, because there's so much that the Gesualdo 6 is going to be singing. They'll be singing a matin responsory, that is a morning responsory by Palestrina, a favorite after my own heart. When I was a choir boy, we sang a Palestrina mass quite regularly. That was our default mass on non-special occasions. You need a mass? Well, we'll do Palestrinas. They'll be doing Weihnachtslieder by Cornelius. They'll be doing Morning Star by Arvo Pärt, Judith Bingham's In Mary's Love, The Shepherd's Carol by Bob Chilcott. I'm not going to give you the whole list. You can look up the whole list for yourself. But folks, this is a quality list spanning the years that it can, from earlier times to others. So Poulenc, what are they doing by Poulenc? Let me double check that. I can't memorize all this. They're doing 4 motets for Christmas time. Oh, they're doing one of them, O Magnum Mysterium. Folks, I don't know how you pass up something like this if you have the time to check it out. It would be a late lunchtime or an early lunchtime, depending on whether you're on the East or the West Coast, and a lovely way to spend your Friday evening enjoying high quality ancient and modern works to mark the Feast of Epiphany about 3 weeks ahead of time. Palestrina, Handel, Poulenc, Anonymous. Es ist ein Ros entsprungen by Anonymous. There is a rose entsprungen, etc. Okay, so that's what you have. I commend that to you. I don't commend everything, but I invite you to things, but I commend this. This is Wigmore Hall. This is a good ensemble. Moving right along now. Yeah, the two of you are still with me, so you've got stamina. I congratulate you on that. They say people, you can't make things too long, but, people binge watch on Netflix and stuff like that. Friday night, the Catholics from Moscow Cathedral are back. On Wednesday, they gave you Christmas Gregorian style, which had a little bit of Baroque in it. This time, it's Christmas completely Baroque style with organ, vocals, and string quartet. The vocal is Ekaterina Liberova, and that's her on the right-hand side in the photo that you can see beside me, for those of you who are watching on anything but Instagram. She started out graduating from the Gnesin Moscow Children's Music School in the piano, but found out that singing was the love of her life. Went to the Academy of Choral Art, 30 years ago. So she's a grown-up now. It's a very young photograph of her. And then she just fell in love with early music, and especially late Renaissance and Baroque. Bach, Purcell, Vivaldi. She's done a lot of collaborating through her career with leading Russian musicians who are into that, and especially singing in a group called Canto Vivo, which you can look up online if you like. They will be performing works by Bach, Telemann, Vivaldi, Balbastra, and I.D. Heineken, all about Christmas, as this is part of the 17th International Christmas Festival at the Moscow Roman Catholic Cathedral. The musicians will include a couple of violins, a viola, a cello, a double bass, and an oboe, all of whom are soloists from the Moscow Virtuosi Chamber Orchestra. And the other part of the picture there on the left-hand side is the Moscow Virtuosi Orchestra, but it will not be the entire orchestra. It will be those soloists. And the resident, the titular organist, Tatiana Andrianova, on the organ. So if you want a Baroque Christmas festival, that promises to be very much a quality one, performed by experts in the genre. And we are moving on now to the point where we will be approaching the end of this week's chamber music or small group pieces. There's I want to mention that the Composer's Voice is putting on a program this Saturday, December 21st. We will give you the dates and that we'll give you the time and the link. They say it will be celebrating holiday music from a long list of contemporary composers and modern composers, including Charles Ives, Karl-Heinz Stockhausen, Katya Stanislavskaya, and then a bunch of other more contemporary things. But I can't tell whether it's going to be a genuine live stream playing the music live or whether these will be recordings. I cannot tell, so I can't necessarily commend it to you. Okay. I want to mention it, though, because we love this group, Composer's Voice, which on a regular basis presents contemporary living composers and their works, and it's good. It's good stuff. And so we finally come down to the last of this week's possibilities. Okay. All right. Now, last Sunday, the Echoes Organ Festival brought you a brass and organ ensemble. Actually, that was just last night because I'm doing this live stream on Monday, which was really great. And this Saturday, the Kennedy Center Millennium Stage brings you a pure brass ensemble. It's an ensemble called the Beltway Brass Quintet. You have a photo of them there, which has been around for over 20 years. It was first organized by Zachary Smith, who was a member of the acclaimed Dixie Power Trio. But this is a little larger, and its emphasis is on 20th century jazz harmonies and stylings. But my understanding is that this is a brass concert to celebrate Christmas. And so ordinarily, although we don't go in for just jazz, we do go in for concerts which combine jazz with classical music. This is a Christmas concert. This is a brass concert to celebrate Christmas. And we thought you might have fun with it. So I wanted to make sure you know about it. It's on Saturday at the usual time for the Kennedy Center Memorial Stage, 6 o'clock in the evening on the East Coast in Washington, D.C. That is 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the West Coast here Saturday afternoon, midnight over here in Europe, and 10 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning down under in Australia. If you have a hankering on Sunday morning down there in Sydney or Melbourne or someplace else, or Perth, or in New Zealand, or in Korea, all you people out there in that part of the world, to hear a brass quintet playing some rousing music on Sunday morning, well, here's your choice. And if not, it's an excellent opportunity for those of you who are in U.S. daytime time zones to have a good time with that kind of music too. Well, that's what we have to offer you this week. That's the whole ball of wax. I hope that one or more or some of these live streams, all of which are free of charge, although donations are welcome, inspires you, uplifts you, intrigues you, or just gives you a great time. That's what Access Arts Live is here for. I just want as many people as possible to enjoy these kind of live streams. When I'm at a concert or a performance, whether it's opera or theater or artistic circus, and I'm having a really great time, I don't just think of myself having a good time. I will look around the audience and see, well, there are 500 of us or 1,200. And I think, why not 12,000? Why not 120,000? I mean, think how great it would be if we could have those kinds of numbers of people all experiencing the same vibration of truth and beauty, the same experience at the same time around the world. The kind of harmony that could promote in our world. And can our world not use more harmony and mutual understanding and empathy and feeling than it has already? I think so. I would like to see the performing arts have as much of a global footprint, reaching the kinds of audiences that things like sports and live news do. And the technology is there to do it. What's missing is that most of the people doing live streaming, they are not getting their message out enough to the global audience so that the whole world knows they're there. And if people don't know you're there, you're not really available to them. So that's what we're just starting to do very modestly here with Access Arts Live. If you believe in it, please do subscribe to us, especially on YouTube, so we can get enough subscribers to eventually monetize there, because I'm working full time doing all the research. So all you have to do is look at one of our notices, click and go. And you're there, okay? So, and repost these things. We also do, individual notices about individual concerts. Keep track of us on your favorite page. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on X, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on LinkedIn. That's 7. Keep track of us on any of those pages, and you will see individual notices. For instance, Friday, we'll probably send out a reminder, about Wigmore Hall, and maybe another reminder about the Catholic Cathedral in Moscow, because I don't expect people to remember everything from the list that I gave you today. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Have a great week. Enjoy these live streams. Ciao for now.